Studies show that less than 3% of adults over 70 consistently wake up feeling refreshed and mentally sharp. But what's behind this rare vitality? Is it genetics, routine, or something deeper science hasn't quite measured? Today, we're breaking down the secrets of the 1 in a million senior who still wakes up ready to live, and what it really means if that's you. You might think waking up refreshed in your 70s or 80s just means you slept well, but the truth runs deeper and more scientific than that. Researchers from the National Institute on Aging have found that seniors who consistently wake up feeling mentally sharp tend to experience more restorative, deep-phase sleep compared to their peers. Not just longer sleep, but better quality sleep. The kicker? Most adults over 70 don't even get close. According to a 2023 meta-study published in Sleep Health, nearly 68% of seniors suffer from mild to severe sleep fragmentation. That means their brain never fully dips into the deep restorative phases needed for hormonal repair, memory consolidation, and full-body cellular renewal. But here's where it gets really interesting. Those rare seniors, the 3% who rise with energy and clarity, often share a unique trait. They protect their circadian rhythm like it's gold. They wake up and sleep at the same time every day without exception. They avoid late-night screens. They expose themselves to natural light within the first hour of waking. And they often wind down using calming rituals, like gentle stretches or herbal teas, instead of overstimulating entertainment. And guess what? It works. A 2022 Harvard Medical School study revealed that seniors who maintained a consistent bedtime and wake-up time had 37% higher melatonin regulation and 44% better cognitive scores than those with erratic sleep patterns, even if both groups technically got the same number of hours. So if you're one of those few seniors still waking up clear-headed, your brain might be benefiting from something most people your age have lost: a clean, stable sleep cycle. And if you're not, don't worry. We're going to unpack exactly how to restore it in the next section, because waking up like this, it's not just luck. It's a signal, one that your body, your brain, and your future are still more adaptable than you think. Here's something most doctors won't tell you. The way you feel in the first 10 minutes after waking up might be a more accurate marker of your biological age than your birthday ever could be. Think about it. Do you rise with a steady heart rate, clear thoughts, flexible movement, or does your body feel like it needs a warm-up just to stand straight? According to a longitudinal study from the University of California, published in the Journals of Gerontology, seniors who reported high energy levels and clarity of mind within the first hour of waking were biologically 5 to 8 years younger on average, based on markers like telomere length, inflammatory cytokines, and glucose regulation. Let that sink in. Waking up strong and stable isn't just pleasant. It's a biological signal that your cells are still working like someone years younger than you. But here's where it gets even more powerful. That first burst of morning energy doesn't come from coffee or habit. It's built silently during the night. When your parasympathetic nervous system calms inflammation, your brain clears out metabolic waste through the glymphatic system, and your mitochondria recharge cellular energy like little power stations. If even one of these processes is disrupted, say by blood sugar imbalance, chronic stress, or poor breathing during sleep, you wake up feeling groggy, dizzy, or anxious. And unfortunately, the older we get, the easier it is for these systems to fall out of sync. So when a senior still wakes up refreshed, alert, and mobile, it's not just luck. It's an active sign that their systems are still coordinating like a well-tuned orchestra. Their cardiovascular rhythm, hormonal release, brain detox, and musculoskeletal recovery are all still talking to each other in harmony. This is why researchers are now urging older adults to pay close attention to their mornings, not just how they feel physically, but how they think, breathe, and move. Do you wake with a clear mind? Do your joints feel steady or stiff and hesitant? Is your breathing smooth or shallow? These are clues. And they're far more important than the number on a lab report, because, as it turns out, how you wake up may be the first warning, or the first celebration, of what your body's really doing beneath the surface. And if you're part of that rare group still waking up strong, you're not just surviving, you're showing signs of thriving. And that deserves not only recognition, but protection. In the next section, we'll explore the surprising internal habits, not products, that help these seniors keep their morning energy consistent. Some of them may sound too simple to matter, but science says otherwise. You've probably heard the usual tips for senior health: eat well, move more, sleep early. But what truly sets apart the 1 in a million senior who still wakes up energized and focused? It isn't fancy supplements. It's internal habits, small, often invisible rituals practiced with quiet consistency. Habit number 1, morning micro-movement. We're not talking about a 30-minute walk or gym routine. One of the most common habits among thriving seniors is something called micro-movement activation. It means gently waking up your nervous system within 15 minutes of rising, using simple actions like hand flexing, neck rolls, and ankle rotations. Why does this matter? A 2021 study in Frontiers in Physiology showed that seniors who performed even 3 to 5 minutes of light movement within 15 minutes of waking had significantly better blood oxygenation and reduced cortisol spikes, both linked to better energy and mental clarity throughout the day. This tiny ritual kickstarts your body's motor pathways, sends oxygen-rich blood to the brain, and stabilizes your balance before the day throws you off course. It's subtle, it's effective, and it's easy to miss if you think exercise has to be big to matter. Habit number 2, mental priming through future focus. Here's what researchers at Yale discovered. Seniors who actively visualize something meaningful they'll do during the day, even something small, are more likely to wake up with a sense of purpose and physiological alertness. This is known as intentional priming. It's the act of mentally preparing for something enjoyable, productive, or connective before the day even begins. Not a to-do list, a why-to list. Those who do this regularly show lower rates of depression, better memory recall, and even enhanced immunity, according to the Journal of Psychological Aging. So when you wake up and think, "Today I'll call my granddaughter," or "I'm going to finish that crossword," you're doing far more than planning. You're activating neurotransmitters that tell your body, "We have a reason to get moving." Habit number 3, early morning hydration, the right way. Most people think they hydrate enough. But did you know your brain shrinks slightly overnight due to dehydration? The sharp seniors don't just drink water in the morning, they hydrate strategically. They add a pinch of Himalayan salt or a squeeze of lemon to a glass of warm water. This isn't trendiness. It's biology. According to Dr. Dana Cohen, author of Quench, this kind of structured hydration supports electrolyte balance, enhances cell absorption, and restores intercellular energy transmission, a process often diminished with age. So while most people over 70 start their day sluggish and stiff, these seniors are resetting their brain-body connection before breakfast. And the best part? These habits don't require youth. They require intention, quiet commitment, and a willingness to tune in before the world gets loud. If you're still waking up with energy at your age, chances are you're already doing one or more of these, even without knowing it. And if not, it's never too late to start. It might surprise you, but some of the sharpest, most energetic seniors over 70 aren't physically stronger than their peers. They don't necessarily eat better or move more, but what they do have, without fail, is a mental operating system that protects them from premature aging. According to a landmark study by the Alzheimer's Disease Research Center at Columbia University, seniors who held positive beliefs about aging had significantly slower rates of cognitive decline, even when adjusted for health conditions and lifestyle. In fact, The difference in brain aging between seniors with optimistic versus pessimistic aging beliefs was equivalent to 7.5 years of cognitive function. Let that sink in. How you think about aging can shape how you live through it. But what exactly are these beliefs? Thriving seniors don't deny aging. They don't pretend they're still 45. What they do instead is reframe decline as adaptation. They see limitations as chances to innovate, not surrender. When they wake up feeling a bit slower, they don't spiral into frustration. They adjust, adapt, and move forward. This kind of mental flexibility is what neurologists now refer to as psychological elasticity, the brain's ability to shift gears emotionally and cognitively without getting stuck in patterns of fear, regret, or resignation. In everyday life, it looks like this. Instead of saying, "I can't do that anymore," they ask, "How can I do a version of this differently?" Instead of mourning every change, they honor the fact that they're still here to experience it at all. Instead of isolating themselves when energy dips, they lean into connection, even in small doses. Dr. Ellen Langer, often called the mother of mindfulness, found that older adults who were treated as if they were younger, or who simply believed they were still capable, showed physical improvements in vision, memory, posture, and even joint flexibility. Her groundbreaking counterclockwise study shocked the scientific community and proved what energized seniors already live by. The story you tell yourself about aging becomes your biology. And here's another trait the 1 in a million seniors share. They engage their brains with deliberate novelty. They try new recipes. They read books outside their comfort zone. They learn small tech tricks. These moments of novel discomfort create fresh synaptic connections and stimulate BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that protects against cognitive decline and boosts mood. So while others retreat into mental repetition and outdated identities, these high-energy seniors remain mentally awake, curious, humble enough to keep learning, bold enough to question the idea that aging equals fading. If you wake up with clarity and intention even in your 70s or 80s, you are not typical. You are proof that the aging brain is still powerful. And that mindset, that curiosity, it might be your greatest longevity tool of all. Next, we'll explore the physical warning signs that often predict a sudden energy crash in seniors, and how to catch them before they spiral into something more serious. Waking up tired every now and then? That's normal. But when the exhaustion is chronic, when it starts creeping in even after 8 hours of sleep, when it feels like your bones are heavy or your thoughts are stuck in glue, that's not aging. That's a signal, and it's one too many seniors miss. According to the Mayo Clinic, persistent morning fatigue in seniors is often the first sign of a larger issue, one that's quietly developing before any diagnosis appears. Here are 3 red flags that deserve your full attention. You wake up with brain fog that lasts longer than 30 minutes. It's common to feel groggy for a few minutes, but if your thinking stays sluggish, you lose words mid-sentence, or you're forgetting what you just read, it could be an early sign of cognitive inflammation. Studies from the Cleveland Clinic show this type of low-grade brain fog is often linked to poor blood sugar regulation, sleep apnea, or early neurodegeneration, even when you're still high-functioning. What makes it dangerous is how slowly it worsens. One day it's a missed word, then it's a missed appointment, then you forget why you walked into the room. Catch it early and you can reverse it. But wait too long and it becomes the new normal. You feel unsteady or lightheaded getting out of bed. This isn't just getting older. Sudden morning dizziness or leg weakness is a major red flag for orthostatic hypotension, which is a sharp drop in blood pressure when you change positions. It affects 10 to 30% of adults over 70 and increases your fall risk dramatically. Falls remain the leading cause of fatal injury in seniors, according to the CDC. But here's the good news. Many falls are predictable. Morning instability is often your body's first cry for help. Whether it's dehydration, heart rhythm irregularities, or medication side effects, identifying this early can literally save your life. You wake up anxious for no reason. This may seem like an emotional problem, but it's often physical. Nighttime cortisol spikes or sleep-disordered breathing can leave your body in a low-grade panic state by sunrise. A 2022 study in The Lancet Healthy Longevity found that seniors who woke up regularly feeling anxious, without emotional triggers, were more likely to have undiagnosed respiratory imbalances or cardiovascular issues. That quiet panic you feel? It's not all in your head. It might be your heart, your lungs, or your nervous system crying out for regulation. But here's the empowering part. The energized, thriving seniors, they don't ignore these signs. They track them. They write down unusual sleep patterns, monitor morning mood, and bring those details to their doctor before the body becomes symptomatic. That's not paranoia, that's wisdom. And if you're waking up tired, unbalanced, or anxious, even just a few times a week, consider this a friendly warning. Don't normalize it, investigate it, because aging might be inevitable, but crashing is not. In the next section, we'll reveal the daily schedule tweaks that 1 in a million seniors use to stabilize their mornings and build a steady, energized rhythm. No medication or extreme routines required. The truth is, seniors who wake up consistently energized aren't following rigid routines or chasing fad health hacks. What they've done, either by intention or intuition, is craft a daily rhythm that supports their body's natural cycles, not fights them. It's not about perfection. It's about predictability. And if your mornings feel off balance, these daily tweaks could change everything. Wake-up time, the 90-minute rule. Most seniors who thrive don't sleep longer. They sleep smarter. Neuroscientists at Stanford discovered that adults over 65 who consistently wake within a 90-minute range each day have better cortisol regulation and lower systemic inflammation. This small anchor, rising between, say, 6:30 and 8 every morning, trains the body to trust its own rhythm again. Erratic wake-up times throw off hormone release, blood pressure, and digestion, making mornings feel like a crash landing. But with consistency, your body adjusts, anticipates, and performs better with less effort. First hour, the anchor ritual. One of the most overlooked habits of high-functioning seniors is how they spend their first hour. It's not rushed. It's not mindless. It's anchored. Psychologists call this a first-hour frame, a short, repeated set of actions that stabilize mood, posture, breathing, and awareness. This might look like sitting by the window with a warm drink, journaling, 3 things you're looking forward to, doing 1 mindful stretch or posture reset, listening to calming music or nature sounds. A 2020 study in mindfulness and aging found that seniors who practiced a simple morning ritual experienced 24% less emotional volatility throughout the day and had more stable blood sugar levels, even without changing their diet. Meal timing, the 90-minute refuel. Many energized seniors eat their first meal within 90 minutes of waking, even if it's just something light. Why? Because early nourishment stabilizes blood sugar, supports adrenal recovery, and reactivates the digestive system, which often slows with age. Skipping breakfast, or delaying it too long, can trigger a cascade of hormonal imbalances. The body senses starvation, cortisol rises, and the energy dip deepens. Seniors who maintain stable energy often lean into protein-rich breakfasts, eggs, yogurt, nut butters, oats with seeds. These aren't trends, they're fuel. Micro tip, the 5-minute forecast. Before diving into the day, many thriving seniors review their mental forecast, not just what's on the schedule, but how they expect to feel. Will today be physically easy or demanding? Is there something emotionally heavy to process? They set intentions with kindness, not pressure. And that mental check-in lowers anxiety, boosts decision-making, and increases follow-through, according to research from the Journal of Positive Aging. You don't need a 20-step routine. You don't need supplements that cost a fortune. But you do need consistency. And the seniors who wake up like champions? They've simply mastered the art of small habits, done on time, every time. In the next section, we'll uncover a surprising truth. Many seniors with high energy have one hidden trait in common, and it has nothing to do with health, exercise, or even sleep. In fact, it's something that almost nobody talks about, but it might be the most powerful secret of all. You've seen the patterns by now: better sleep, morning rituals, hydration, mental focus. But when researchers asked one final question, what's the common denominator among seniors who still wake up feeling alive, energized, and ready? The answer wasn't a supplement, a diet, or even a mindset. It was emotional engagement. According to a 2022 study in the Journal of Aging and Health, seniors who reported the highest consistent energy levels weren't just healthier, they were more emotionally connected to someone or something outside themselves. In other words, they had a reason to get up, a reason to care, a reason to still matter. This is the secret almost no one talks about. Purpose is energy, not metaphorically, physiologically. When you feel emotionally invested in something, whether it's a pet, a grandchild, a volunteer role, a creative hobby, or even a favorite show you're following, your body responds as if it's preparing you for action. It boosts dopamine. It modulates cortisol. It increases heart rate variability, a key marker of healthy aging. Dr. Laura Carstensen at Stanford Center on Longevity calls this emotional vitality, and it turns out it's as important to aging well as blood pressure or cholesterol. What's even more fascinating, this purpose doesn't need to be grand. The seniors who thrive often hold on to tiny reasons: planting a tomato garden, baking for the neighbor, calling a cousin every Tuesday, checking the news at 6 a.m. These aren't routines, they're emotional anchors. And when those anchors are gone, when the dog passes away, when the grandkids stop visiting, when the spouse is no longer in the next room, energy often collapses, even if the body is still strong. That's why many 1 in a million seniors create new anchors, even in their 70s, 80s, or 90s. They adopt rescue cats. They join virtual book clubs. They write letters to strangers through senior pen pal programs. They paint again after 40 years. They don't let the world shrink without a fight, because they know the moment you stop feeling emotionally plugged in is the moment your body starts running on backup power. So if you're still waking up with energy, check in. What's pulling you forward? And if you don't have something right now, it's okay. But know this: you're allowed to go find it again, not because you need something to fill your time, but because you still matter. And energy follows meaning. In our final segment, we'll bring everything together, not with a goodbye, but with a challenge, a single question that might change the way you wake up tomorrow and every day after that. So now you know. Waking up with clarity and energy after 70 isn't common. It's extraordinary. But it's not magic. It's not luck. It's the quiet reward of consistency, adaptation, and emotional connection. The real question isn't whether it's possible. It's this: when you open your eyes tomorrow, what will pull you forward? Not what you have to do, but what you want to lean into. Not what the world expects, but what still lights a small spark inside you. Maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a habit. Maybe it's a mission you haven't spoken aloud in years. Because that tiny pull, that silent reason, that's where your power lives. So before tomorrow arrives, ask yourself just once: what's the reason I want to rise, not just wake up? Don't answer it yet. Just sit with it and let your body feel the difference between existing and truly being alive.